I don't know if anyone else in their 30s can relate to this, but I feel like life just feels very heavy at the moment. I'm feeling very overwhelmed, confused. I just like don't know how to feel at the moment. I think I'm struggling with the fact that my life is feeling very like stagnant at the moment. I feel like my life, like nothing's changed that much or like progressed in like the last 4 years. And I think it's hard when you're the age that like I am and you're seeing people around you like getting married or getting engaged, or you know, either having children or having more children. Like a lot of my friends now are like having their second child or pregnant with their second child or just got married, and like I'm not there. I want to be there, like, but I just feel like my life's stuck at the moment and I want it to progress, but I'm obviously not in a position where like that's gonna happen anytime soon. And like I think it probably sounds like I'm being really like unsupportive, but like I'm still so happy for my friends, and like I can be like, basically like you can still be happy for other people that they're like having children and getting married and stuff, but you also can feel like really sad as well, like that's not happening for you. Like, I mean, I don't want to get married. Like, I think it's a scam. I think marriage is a scam. Like, it's not for me. Like, but like I think
that most will be alone in the next 50 years. Yes. And the issue you get is all of these influencer women will come out saying they're so happy single. Most women are living paycheck to paycheck. They make about $35,000 a year, and a large majority are in debt. Women have so much debt. So what is going to happen to them in their old age? Women make poor decisions and keep expecting men to bail them out. But one day, men are going to stop bailing them out, and we are going to see a huge rise in the number of homeless women. People might think I'm mean, but I am just not in the business of selling dreams. I won't do it. I refuse. Like, if I don't think something is likely, if I know that the chance a woman has is if unmarried by 35, actually, if a woman is single at 30, not in a relationship, she's actually more likely to not get married than to get married. So at 30, if she has a boyfriend, her odds are a little bit better. But if she doesn't have a boyfriend, because on average, it takes men 3 years to marry you. So that's something as women we have to take into account. Yes, on average, it's going to take 3 years to...
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore. Us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and, you know, going out and discovering the world? What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what are all y'all men doing? What are y'all doing? If it has nothing to do with a woman, what are y'all doing? Are y'all working? Because we're working too. Women are also working, and we still can do things. We still can go on vacations. We can still go out to eat. Why are us women going on vacations with our friends? We're going on vacations with our friends. We're going out to eat with our friends. We're going to do fun things outside with our friends. We're celebrating birthdays with our friends. Where are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Where are you guys? Where are you? Where do you guys exist?
Some women are like, yo, what happened to men? Like, none of them approach us anymore. Like, and I'm not gonna go approach a man. Like, this, what the fuck happened? Like, how are we supposed to date? They don't approach you because women have made it so fucking difficult for guys. Where if a guy even says, wow, you're so beautiful, you look very beautiful today, they'll literally look at him and be like, ew. Who the fuck wants to deal with this? Who? No one. That's why nobody's fucking approaching your ass. Okay? No one. Like, I've seen it. I've fucking seen it. With women just being like, ew. And it's like, yo, you could literally be like, you know what? No, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. And if they don't leave you alone, just keep it walking. Keep it moving. Keep it fucking moving. You don't gotta be a fucking bitch. You really don't. And that's why guys don't approach women anymore. That's literally why.
Big theme that I'm seeing is, especially in the younger generation of men, feeling that isolation is their best answer to not even just social interaction, but like goals in life. Like, I want to go live in the woods by myself with a tractor, you know, like no one else. And they're reading that book of the guy who did that and died like that and was completely unhappy and left like journals and everything like this. And I don't know if it's a trend, but I do see that hyper individualistic, and then the conclusion they find is isolation, and that prohibits, like, it comes from that awkwardness and different things, but it prohibits them finding any codependency that's healthy, any relationship that's healthy, any enfolding of themselves and interacting with life that is healthy.
Women are confused why men don't approach them anymore, but they're the ones who train men to stop. I keep seeing these videos of women crying about how men don't pursue them or chase them like they used to. And honestly, we need to look at what we did to create this, because who would have thought that our actions have consequences? First of all, we set impossible standards. You want a man who's 6'2", making 6 figures, looks like a model, but what are you bringing to match that energy? Second of all, we made viral content out of humiliating men for trying. Every time a guy shoots his shot, there's a TikTok making fun of him. We literally train them that approaching us equals public embarrassment. And here's the biggest one. Too many women nowadays are operating in masculine energy. Thank you, feminism. That we've become completely unapproachable. You're closed off, you're not receptive, and you're giving off don't even try vibes, then wondering why nobody tries. We taught men that approaching women is harassment, then act confused when they stopped approaching us. You can't train someone to leave you alone and then be mad when they actually do. If you want to be pursued, start being pursuable and stop shaming men for doing so.
Question for the men. Why is it that nowadays men don't tend to approach women in public anymore? I feel like back in the day, 90s, 2000s, it was so common for men to just come up to women and be like, hey, what's your name? Want to grab a drink? And that completely stopped. Why is that?
Men are extremely logical thinkers, which means that the benefits have to outweigh the risks. And today, I'm sorry, ladies, in most cases, the benefits of approaching you do not outweigh the risks. Because men are listening to the ladies, and what they are seeing and hearing is that women do not want to be approached unless it happens to be the type of man that she does want to be approached by. But even in those cases, even if that man is that man, he, in most cases, does not think that he's that man. But even if he thinks that he is that man, he's going to have a very difficult time approaching you unless you make it very obvious or you approach him first. Because if he's wrong, not only does he deal with the rejection, because he can deal with that. I mean, men 20, 30 years ago dealt with it just fine. But the difference today is that women have more of an attitude and they get offended if the man that approaches them isn't the man that they want to be approached by. And simply put, women are mean. They are oftentimes going to label that man as a creep. And even worse, there are video cameras everywhere, which means that if she catches it on camera, if she gets it recorded onto her phone, guess where it's going to end up? On social media. And then that man's worst nightmare has happened because now multiple people think that he's somebody that he's not.
Have you noticed that men are no longer in social places lately? Here's why. Now, number one, men no longer feel socially welcomed. A lot of men feel that public and social places, gatherings, clubs, and things like that, they have become places where they are watched more than received. And they feel judged, misread, treated like they're a problem before they can even speak. So instead of forcing presence, they kind of withdraw. I've seen this one happening. Most people say that anytime I go to a club, anytime I go to a social gathering, I'm just expected to do everything, but never acknowledged. It's all about give, 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 give. And if you don't give, then you're called the bad one. And this one has made men to just disappear from social gatherings, and they just want to be anywhere where they can just sit and talk like men and hang out and, have their drinks and chill out. Nothing else. And not that they're having any issue with women, but the lack of acceptance, it makes them just feel withdrawn in some way. And number two, life pressure. It has made men go inward. Today, there's a lot of pressure. And a man carrying financial pressure, he's carrying purpose, which is quite confused because the society is asking this, the man wants to do this. Even silent disappointments, all these, they often disappear, make men to disappear from the social scenes. Because when a man feels behind in life, he usually does not want an audience. What does he want? He goes quiet while trying to rebuild himself because of today's societal pressures. And when he feels that everything is not working out for him, what does he do? He just disappears from social scenes. Number three, digital life. It has replaced physical presence. Why? Because many men now socialize through phones, group chats, gaming, content, private online spaces. So they are still around, but not outside like before, because convenience nowadays has made physical social effect or effort to feel less necessary. Because if whatever I was going to do with people out there, I can get it online, then why should I waste my time to keep on running up and down? And at the end of the day, I'm going to spend more, I'm going to be expected of more, but I can enjoy what I'm enjoying right here. You see the point? And another point, number four, is that some men are tired of performance. Why? Because in many social places, a man feels pressure to impress. Everybody wants them to impress, to spend. How much did he spend? To approach, to entertain, to prove status. And this is just getting men tired. Because after a while, most men just get exhausted by that cycle. They're tired. They would rather stay away than keep performing for attention, approval, or even validation. And that's why you're seeing most men are no longer available in clubs. They are not available in social gatherings. And if you'll find them somewhere, like here in Mombasa, you'll find just men seated down somewhere at the beach, parking their cars there, putting their seats there, just storytelling and nothing else. And you'll find there are probably even no women. It's just men just chilling, talking their stuff, and just being them. And the final point is, a lot of men are emotionally retreating lately. they are emotionally retreating. Some of them are not absent because they hate anyone, but they're absent because they are tired, disappointed, healing, or even disconnected. They are disconnected from the emotion they used to feel. Let's say you've been heartbroken 1,000 times. You will find yourself, to some point, you no longer feel anything. When people say like, hey, let's hang out, let's call some women, men are just like, hey, let's discuss our own things. We are already emotionally retreating. And when a man loses excitement about life, about the opposite gender, about social with, or this social kind of lifestyle, withdrawal is one of the first signs that they happen to show. All right. So men have not disappeared. Men have simply gone silent, private, and selective. This is exactly what is happening in the society today. All right. So when you see men are no longer in social places, do not worry. They're just thinking about their own issues and trying to figure out what can they do. That's exactly how life is. If you need some help in your own specific situation, the link is on my bio. Have a good time.
Question for the men. Why is it that nowadays men don't approach women anymore? Because I feel like back in the day, like 90s, early 2000s, it was so common for men to walk up to women, strike up a conversation, and just see where things go, you know? But nowadays, I don't see that happening anymore. Men, what made you stop approaching women?
Here's the thing. Girls love to complain about guys not making the first move anymore, like anywhere, like whether it's on an app, like whether it's on Hinge, whether it's on Raya, whether it's on Layla, whether it's in the grocery store, no matter what, it's like guys just aren't approaching girls like they used to, allegedly. But like anytime a guy will actually put himself out there, they're getting ridiculed. Like even my sister's friend group, one of them came across this guy on this app Layla where like he had put paint and sip as the first date that he wanted to go on, which is like the whole point of the app, to suggest something. I think it's cute and interesting and different. They were dragging this man through the mud. Oh my god. Like it's the most ridiculous thing in the world that he was putting himself out there saying that he wanted to do a paint and sip with these girls. Of course they don't want to talk to you. They're afraid. If I was a guy, I'd be afraid to approach a girl. I'd be afraid to suggest something cutesy and different because that's what's happening. And you're mad every guy wants to go to a bar and get one drink like 5 minutes from his apartment. Hello? I'm not saying you have to give your phone number to every single guy who asks. I'm just saying like, wow, we gotta tone it down a little bit, I think.
Is it just me or do men not approach women anymore? I fucking hate dating apps. I do not want to get back on one. I'd like to meet someone IRL, in real life, in the wild. But this seems hard as hell because if you are someone who doesn't go out to bars, it seems like at bars, it's socially acceptable for like people to approach each other. But everywhere else, like, you know, in a coffee shop or like in a restaurant or on the street, it seems like it's not like the norm anymore. Like everyone just kind of minds their own business. And I don't know if this is just me or if this is just where I live. I live in kind of a small town, or if it's like we've almost swung too far in the other direction. Because I remember when I was a teenager, like 15 years ago, men were like coming after me. I don't like, it was like borderline, like it was harassment. Well, like, I don't want to be harassed. We don't need to do that. But at the same time, like I don't know, I'd like people to talk to me. Like I don't want, it feels like we've gone so far in the other direction where everyone kind of operates completely independently. They look down, like they pass someone, they don't even really say hi. They're looking at their phones. Like they'll be like, oh, that person's cute, but they won't do anything about it. And this makes it really hard, I think, when you're single, when you even just want to make friends, you want to connect with new people because everyone is just absorbed in their own world. Like, is everyone lonely? Like, is everyone, I don't know. It's just, I don't like this.
Women all over the world are dressing up, stepping out, giving green lights, and still going home alone. They're smiling, they're waiting, and nothing happens. They post about it. They make TikToks about it. Some even go viral saying, can we please bring back the men that are walking up to women? But you know what most men say back? Nope, I'm good.
Okay, so not only do men not approach women in clubs in New York, but they don't even acknowledge you when you come and sit on the same table as them.
So what happened? Why did men stop approaching women? It wasn't overnight. Something deeper shifted, socially, emotionally, and even psychologically. And what you're about to hear, might just make you feel a little more understood than you've had in a long time. This isn't just a dating trend. This is happening everywhere, from clubs in New York to gyms in LA, from college to coffee shops, you name it. There's a noticeable silence. And if you think women aren't noticing it, they are. You can scroll through any social platforms and find posts like, I was dressed up, I smiled at a guy, and nothing. We made eye contact 3 times, he never came over. Where did all the confident men go? But here's the twist. They're still here. They're just quiet now. Because for a growing number of men, it's not about shyness. It's not about fear. It's about self-preservation. It's about looking at the rules of the game and realizing the game doesn't serve them anymore. And once you understand what happens in gyms and clubs, you'll realize the silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Let's talk about one of the most important battlegrounds in this debate, the gym. For years, women online have said, stop looking at me. Don't bother me when I'm working out. Creeps at the gym need to be exposed, they say. And guess what? Men listen. So now, men keep their distance. They avoid eye contact. Some even change gyms altogether just to avoid the risk of being filmed, shamed, or even misunderstood. And here's the irony. That same gym is now filled with women asking, why won't anyone approach me? Where are all the confident men? What happened to real masculinity? You want the truth? It got pushed out. It was called creepy. It was called aggressive. And it was called doing too much. And after enough times of being shut down, mocked, or mischaracterized, men just left the conversation. They didn't argue. They just stopped. They stopped approaching. They stopped risking it. They stopped trying because what used to be charming is now problematic. And when even a polite hello can turn into a viral takedown video, why even try? Now, let's talk about the clubs. Back in the day, clubs were the hunting ground, the energy, the chase, the fun. But go out.
Sometimes men disappear because they feel like their effort is not being reciprocated.
Talk about it.
So hear me out. A lot of women feel like their approach to dating is, you as a man have to prove to me you are worthy of my time, my energy, and me being more vulnerable to you. And because of what you've been through, you think that's the right way to do it. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a man who's actually serious and he's seeing you're holding back, you got walls up, he has concerns that you're wasting his time. So now he falls off because he's like, all right, she's tripping, she's not really making any effort. But because there's still a desire there, because he still likes her, I think the comment, the like is a temperature check. Let me see how she'll respond. Let me see if I can still reignite something here. But it all stemmed from, are we actually making a mutual effort to get to know each other?
Okay.
So just make sure, before you start throwing all kinds of accusations at the man, ask yourself, was I coming correct in this process or not?